What's going on, fellas? It's day 8 for what men need to know is okay. Look, today's a really tough one. I think most men can get through 1 through 7. Like, even if it's uncomfortable, even if we haven't done that, most men can get through that. This one, though, this one has been really tough for me. So what men need to know is it's okay to seek a counselor, to see a therapist, to see a psychologist, or to have a coach help guide you through rough times and rough patches in your life, or to see one consistently to resolve trauma that we just haven't rectified and that bothers us every single day. Look, guys, I've seen a psychologist twice in my life. Once when I was 15 and a half, when I was removed from my dad's home, for the years of child abuse that I had dealt with, the extreme nature of what I dealt with for 16 years by every adult that I came into contact with. And I saw the psychologist, and he talked about putting bricks up, and it was like, you build a wall and you take the bricks down one at a time. And it just didn't resonate with me. I saw him for about 3 months. And so I stopped going to the psychologist because it just wasn't doing a lot for me. And I think what that did is that experience maybe jaded me a little bit from seeking help in other times of my life when I needed it the most. And at that point, I had my aunt. She was my coach. She was like my guide. I was able to tell her about how I was feeling, the pain, the shame, the hate, the fear, the feeling like I wasn't worthy enough, like nobody loved me. I was able to talk to her about those things, right? And so that's why speaking that truth and that pain you're hiding and holding on to that's crushing your soul is so important. And fast forward to me being 44 years old, 6 months ago. I'm grinding in corporate America in the company I work for. The PPP loan stuff like accelerated how much work we had every single day, right? Like it literally tripled the amount of work with the same amount of people. And so for 12 to 18 months, I grinded 12 hours a day, like 5 days a week, was doing work on the weekends to catch up and do emails. And what I found was the more that I did, the more that they asked for. There's literally 3 people doing the job I was doing by myself now. 3. And all I got told was just hang on. Just hang on. Almost. The cavalry's coming. But the cavalry wasn't coming because I was doing it by myself. But inside, every day my mental health was suffering. It was getting worse and worse and worse every single day. And I talked about this, I think 2 or 3 conversations ago. My wife finally asked me because I was getting snippy and I was being kind of rude. And she goes, "What's wrong?" And it hit me. It hit me, man. I said, "Baby, I'm not even tired in my physical or mental state. I'm not even fatigued like that. I'm fatigued in the soul of who I am as a man, in the soul of who I am as a human being. I felt so empty and broken inside. But I didn't stop. I'm like, all right, well, we'll just keep pushing because that's what I do. My resiliency is like a badge of honor. Instead of having an S for Superman, I should have had an R for resilient man. And that's what I felt like. And I put it on my chest like a freaking badge of honor. But it left me broken because you know what happened? I finally had an anxiety attack. I had never had one. And I'm talking about through the stress of a 20-year military career, through the extraordinary extreme abuse I took until I was 16 years old. Nothing ever got me to this point. But I kept pushing past what my limits were, thinking that it made me more of a man, thinking that it made me more resilient. And what it was doing was making me a broken human being. And so, boom, I'm on a Zoom call, boom. I'm like, I gotta go. Boom, I shut the computer. I think I'm having a heart attack. All these things leading up to this point now is coming to realization. I had seen a cardiologist. I thought maybe I just needed to work out more, get in better shape. Maybe I'm just a little heavy, so my heart's churning a little harder. The cardiologist said I was fine. Every day my mental health degraded and degraded and degraded. And I'm not stopping long enough to see how this up here is affecting everything else around me. So I had this anxiety attack. So we go, the VA hospital is pretty close to my house. We go in the VA hospital. And I say, hey, I'm having a lot of chest pain. Like my back's hurting. I can feel a wave over the top of me. My neck is pulsating. You know, my blood pressure was sky high 30 minutes after I took 2 aspirin. And once we got there, and people descended on me from everywhere. I mean, literally, I'm not joking, you guys. Like through doors, downstairs, from behind me, they run me into this gurney. They hook me up to EKGs and monitors and everything. And I'm sitting in there and they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, but like, man, I don't know. My chest is thumping and I'm feeling bad in this moment. Like I feel like I might have a freaking heart attack, but I'm feeling bad because I feel like I'm leaving my team hanging at work. I felt like I was leaving my team hanging because I'm trying to be a hero for everybody around me. And I can't even rally for myself. And it was affecting how I led people, even though I was digging in and I was giving them everything I had and trying to lead in my home. It was affecting everything because I didn't fill my cup up because I was empty inside. And I'll never forget this. A male nurse said he used to run trauma clinics all over the Phoenix Valley. He was in charge of all of them. He said the exact same thing happened to me. He goes, bro, I was a combat medic in war in Afghanistan. I've seen some crazy stuff. And I had the exact same thing happen to you. I think this is a panic attack. And I'm like, a panic attack? What? I don't have panic attacks. Like, I'm a warrior. Like, I don't do that. And he's like, bro, like this happened to me. It's the high level of stress over an extended period. We ain't made for that. We ain't made to keep doing more because people and companies aren't willing to provide the manpower we need to make it happen, to provide the staff we need to make it happen. So he's like, look, he kind of leaned down. He goes, hey, bro, like, seriously, like go down, like the psychology clinic is downstairs, like talk to somebody down there. And it took about 20, 30 more minutes and my blood pressure subsided. Everything felt normal, but man, I still felt my whole body was just tense. So I go down, first time ever, y'all, on my own volition. I go down to the clinic and I walk into the psychology center and I said, I think I might've just had a panic attack and I don't really know why. And I started seeing a psychologist over the next 3 months. And do you know what the biggest lesson I learned? We talked about so much stuff, right? I learned that I don't know how to set boundaries. I thought I did, but I learned I didn't. I'm so busy trying to please and trying to help and trying to save everybody around me that I don't set boundaries to keep myself mentally healthy. And my mental health had gotten so bad it started affecting my physical health. And I could have freaking died. Do you guys understand that? Like if we don't take care of our mental health, we could literally die because ultimately it affects your physical health. We got to take time, man. It's okay to seek counseling, therapy, work with a coach to help guide you in this journey. It's okay. I've been saying it the whole time. Don't be me. I'm doing this so you guys don't have to make the same mistakes that I did. Seek help. Let go of the stuff that you're sitting with, that's hurting you, that you need to move forward from. Learn how to set those boundaries so you protect this. When this is on point, when this is sharp, when this is moving forward at light speed, everything you do is different. Everything. It's time to stop making excuses about how we're so strong and we don't need help. And it's time to start reasoning with ourselves about we need help because we're so strong, because we can actually admit that we need it. Watch how everything unlocks when you do that. Everything starts to unlock when you do that. So don't be me. Go get that help, man. I'm telling you, it's okay. This is a narrative men need to hear. Share this, like this, comment on this. Other men need to know that this iron sharpens iron group we're building together means something. So I love y'all. Have an amazing day. And we'll see you guys tomorrow to wrap up part 9 of this 9-part series. See ya.